The northern cardinal exists in defiance of absence. While countless birds vanish with the shortening days of autumn, following invisible routes southward in search of warmth and food, the cardinal remains. Snow arrives, branches empty, the forest quiets, but the cardinal stays, a red constant in a pale world. This choice, or rather this evolutionary path, defines everything about the species. The decision not to migrate is not stubbornness. It is biological confidence. Over thousands of generations, the northern cardinal evolved traits that favored endurance over escape. Strong conical beaks capable of cracking hard seeds, a digestive system efficient enough to extract energy from winter food sources, and behavioral flexibility that allows rapid adaptation to changing environments all contribute to this year-round residency. Evolutionarily, the northern cardinal belongs to a lineage of songbirds that prioritize territorial stability. Instead of expending energy on long-distance migration, a dangerous and costly endeavor, it invested in local dominance. This strategy works only when an animal can reliably defend food sources and withstand seasonal stress. The cardinal does both. Its most striking feature, the vivid red plumage of the male, is often misunderstood as a liability. Bright colors attract attention. They should invite predation. But in the cardinal's world, visibility is not weakness, it is communication. The red coloration signals health, strength, and territorial ownership. It warns rivals and attracts mates simultaneously. Color in birds is never accidental. The pigments responsible for the cardinal's red feathers come from carotenoids in its diet. These compounds also support immune function. Only individuals in good health can afford to divert them to plumage. Thus, redness becomes a visual summary of genetic quality. Nature compresses complex biological data into a single signal. Females, while less brightly colored, are not dull. Their warm brown and reddish tones provide camouflage during nesting, blending into branches and shrubs. Yet they retain enough color to signal species identity and health. This balance between visibility and concealment reflects a life shaped by constant trade-offs. The northern cardinal's crest adds another layer of communication. Raised during alertness or aggression, lowered during calm, it acts as an emotional barometer. In a dense environment where vocal signals may be obstructed, visual cues matter. From the beginning, the cardinal's story is one of staying power. Not dominance through force, but through presence. If the cardinal's color announces its existence, its voice enforces it. The northern cardinal is among the most vocal songbirds in its range, producing loud, clear whistles that cut through forest noise and urban clutter alike. These songs are not background music. They are declarations. Unlike many songbirds, both male and female cardinals sing. This is significant. Female song is rare in temperate species and indicates a higher level of social and territorial complexity. When a female sings, she is not imitating the male, she is asserting space, coordinating with her partner, and defending resources. Songs vary regionally, shaped by learning and imitation. Young cardinals acquire their vocal patterns by listening to adults, introducing cultural transmission into the species. This means cardinal populations develop local dialects, subtle variations that reveal geographic identity. Territory is central to cardinal life. A defended area provides food, nesting sites, and safety. Cardinals patrol their boundaries actively, chasing intruders and responding aggressively to perceived threats. This includes reflections in windows, an interaction often mistaken for confusion but rooted in intense territorial instinct. Daily life for a cardinal is a continuous assessment of risk and reward. Feeding occurs mostly on the ground or low vegetation, exposing the bird to predators. Vigilance is constant. Short feeding bursts are followed by scanning pauses, head tilts revealing acute auditory awareness. Dietary flexibility is another pillar of survival. Insects dominate during spring and summer, providing protein for breeding and growth. As temperatures drop, seeds, grains, and berries take over. This shift allows cardinals to exploit stable winter resources that migratory insect eaters abandon. Human environments have become part of this strategy. Feeders offer reliable food, shrubs provide nesting cover, and urban heat islands reduce winter severity. The northern cardinal does not merely tolerate human presence, it incorporates it. Yet this adaptation comes with cost. Window collisions, domestic predators, and chemical exposure introduce new mortality risks. Survival in a human-altered landscape requires constant adjustment. The cardinal's intelligence lies not in problem-solving displays, but in behavioral plasticity. It reads its environment accurately and responds quickly. In evolutionary terms, this is one of the most valuable skills an animal can possess. Northern cardinals are socially monogamous, forming long-term pair bonds that may last several breeding seasons. These partnerships are not romantic abstractions, they are functional alliances. Coordinated defense, shared territory knowledge, and synchronized breeding cycles improve reproductive success. Courtship feeding is a key behavior. The male offers food to the female, reinforcing the bond and demonstrating foraging competence. This exchange also aligns hormonal states, preparing both birds for reproduction. Nesting is meticulous. The female selects concealed sites in dense shrubs or low trees, constructing cup-shaped nests from twigs, bark, and leaves. Eggs are vulnerable, and nest predation is common. Only a fraction of hatchlings survive to adulthood. Despite this, population stability remains relatively strong, an illusion created by widespread visibility. The northern cardinal is common, but not invincible. Habitat fragmentation, pesticide use, climate instability, and increased urban hazards erode survival margins slowly, quietly. Ecologically, cardinals play multiple roles. They regulate insect populations, disperse seeds, and serve as prey for raptors and mammals. They are threads in a larger web. Remove them, and subtle imbalances ripple outward. Culturally, the cardinal has become a symbol of continuity, memory, and presence. Its refusal to leave during winter resonates with human interpretations of resilience. But symbolism does not protect species. Awareness without action is ornamental. The northern cardinal endures because it adapts, not because it is untouchable. Its future depends on the preservation of layered vegetation, reduced chemical exposure, and coexistence rather than control. In a changing world, the cardinal does not flee. It watches, sings, and holds its ground. And in that persistence, it tells a story older than cities and quieter than extinction, a story of survival through staying. The evolutionary success of the northern cardinal cannot be measured by fossil abundance or dramatic divergence, but by stability. While many bird lineages fragmented, specialized, or vanished under climatic pressure, the cardinal refined a generalist strategy with specialist execution. Its genome reflects moderation rather than extremity. No exaggerated wings for migration, no fragile beaks for exclusive diets, no narrow habitat dependency. Instead, a balanced body plan capable of responding to a wide spectrum of environmental conditions. This evolutionary patience allowed the northern cardinal to spread gradually across eastern and central North America, expanding its range alongside the slow retreat of glaciers and the advance of deciduous forests. Unlike species forced into narrow ecological corridors, the cardinal followed opportunity rather than escape. Seasonality shaped its physiology. Winter survival selected for metabolic efficiency rather than fat storage alone. Cardinals maintain high activity levels even in cold conditions, relying on continuous foraging rather than torpor. This demands not only physical endurance, but neurological resilience. Cold impairs reaction time. The cardinal's nervous system compensates with heightened alertness and rapid threat assessment. The absence of migration also shaped memory. Cardinals develop intimate spatial awareness of their territory. They remember food locations, shelter density, predator routes, and seasonal changes in plant productivity. This cognitive map grows richer each year, giving older birds a survival advantage that migration would erase. Song in the northern cardinal is not a reflex. It is a learned system. Studies of vocal development reveal that young cardinals experience a critical learning window during which they memorize and refine song patterns. Mistakes occur, repetitions form, and adjustments are made through auditory feedback. This learning-based communication allows rapid cultural evolution. Song patterns shift across generations without genetic change. In fragmented habitats, this can create acoustic isolation, subtly influencing mate selection and population structure. The brain of a songbird dedicates disproportionate volume to song control nuclei. In cardinals, these regions show seasonal plasticity, expanding during breeding season and contracting afterward. This indicates energy allocation based on social demand, a rare efficiency in neural architecture. Female song adds another dimension. When a female sings near the nest, she is not advertising for mates. She is coordinating territory defense and reinforcing pair bonds. This reduces the male's need for constant vigilance, allowing him to forage more efficiently. Cooperation replaces redundancy. Aggression in cardinals is situational, not constant. Energy is conserved. Displays escalate only when intrusions persist. This restraint is critical in winter, when wasted calories can mean death. Urban environments are ecological traps disguised as opportunity. For the northern cardinal, bird feeders increase winter survival but also concentrate individuals, increasing disease transmission. Window glass reflects sky and foliage, creating lethal illusions. Domestic cats represent a novel predator without evolutionary precedent. The cardinal's adaptation to human spaces is not naive optimism, it is risk-weighted behavior. Individuals constantly evaluate trade-offs between food abundance and danger. Some learn quickly, others do not survive long enough to learn at all. Chemical exposure introduces invisible stress. Pesticides reduce insect prey and introduce sublevel toxicity. Cardinals may survive initial exposure but suffer impaired reproduction or weakened immune response. These losses do not appear dramatic. They accumulate quietly. Climate change further complicates seasonal cues. Warmer winters disrupt breeding timing. Earlier springs desynchronize insect emergence from chick rearing needs. Flexibility helps, but plasticity has limits. The northern cardinal is everywhere, and that is its paradox. Widespread presence creates the illusion of safety. Conservation urgency often targets rarity, not resilience. But common species can decline unnoticed until recovery becomes difficult. Population trends show stability at continental scales while masking regional losses. Suburban expansion replaces layered vegetation with open lawns. Hedgerows vanish. Nesting cover disappears. Cardinals adapt until adaptation space runs out. Ecologically, the loss of a common species can be more destabilizing than the loss of a rare one. Cardinals interact with multiple trophic levels. Their removal would alter insect dynamics, seed dispersal patterns, and predator behavior. Symbolically, the cardinal represents endurance. But endurance is not invulnerability. Nature does not guarantee permanence. It rewards adjustment until conditions exceed capacity. The northern cardinal does not migrate. It does not retreat. It remains visible, vocal, and present through heat, cold, and human noise. This constancy is its strength and its risk. In the end, the cardinal's story is not about dominance or beauty. It is about choosing to stay when leaving would be easier and surviving long enough to make staying worthwhile.